Play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring! Bob says Dingo gonna find Rainer!
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. Tonight I have a special guest. It's the one and only Venus. Wait.
Hello!
That's
Yes,
not right.
It is Venus. I'm now Venus because Venus was too inappropriate apparently by Blizzard. So here I am. But thanks for having me. And by special, he means short bus special, and that is me. I'm very excited to co-cast with Aero, the man, the myth, and the legend. This is gonna be fun.
I gotta say, right when you said that, you looked into the camera and I felt like you were looking right at me. It spoke to me.
My squeaky chair, but I'm looking into your soul.
Ooh. Oh my.
And here we go.
Back. Yeah, welcome back everybody. We're just gonna show real quick here. The draft is beginning. Obviously we're a little bit behind on this, but let's show you the standings here. So after week one, I gotta put the threshold a little bit higher so you can see all the teams. After week one here, we've got DieForVision sitting with 3 points as they did get a 2-0 victory over Illa Dancing Queens. Wood League in their week one lost 0-2 to Please Clap. Sorry, you just have to do it. They say please clap, you gotta clap. So both teams, these are both good teams. So interested to see how these go. And our map bans here real quick. Wood League banning out Tomb of the Spider Queen and, oh, you know what? Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Tomb of the Spider Queen and Battlefield of Eternity. DieForVision banned out the Infernal Shrines and Volskaya Foundry, and our first pick from Wood League is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Very good. I can't wait to get all those spider butts collected. Going back to the please clap thing, one time I went to Tanzania and they had a very thick accent, and they would tell everybody, please clap your hands, clap your hands. And like all of the American tourists were just kind of like looking at each other. We're like, what is, oh, okay. So every time someone tells me to clap my hands, I always think about that.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
There you go. There's more useful information for this draft.
So what do we got? We got a Lucio and Johanna. So Lucio being banned out, that's not a common ban. But I mean, probably some value on this map with the fast rotations.
Yeah, I think really rotating from mid lane to top lane, getting ahead in that soak is going to help you collect gems faster and get a little bit ahead. So, you know, and it could also be a targeted healer ban against DieForVision. I'm not sure.
We did see the Muradin on a ban skin. We'll see if they change that out. Although I think most teams kind of poo-poo the idea of ban skins at this point, other than like the what's the big one? Kael'thas?
Invisible Horse, maybe. Even though it's a mount, not necessarily a skin, but it's a skin for the horse. Kind of interesting here that DieForVision, they decided to get rid of the Junkrat and the Gul'dan, and then they pick up the KT. So they're kind of getting a monopoly right now on wave clear. There are still some options out there, but I just think that's an interesting strategy.
Yeah, for sure. And they pick up Rexar and Diablo, so they're holding their other damage and their healer as they ban out the Li Ming. So a little bit of a choke out on the mages. Leaves up most likely like a Jaina, maybe even a Kel'Thuzad, if they want to go into that.
There you go. Do you think there might be some kind of tank killer pulled up on the side of Wood League to deal with this Rexar and Diablo, or is that not worth it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having the Diablo by himself is, well, okay. Well, there you go. It's gonna be Phoenix. Now,
and Jaina, yeah. There's your double wave clear.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I think Phoenix does have a % damage talent. I don't think it's hardly ever taken, but I think he has one.
Yeah, I think it's every third shot will do increased damage.
Yeah.
But I think that's later on, maybe at 16 or something like that. So it's a little bit down the road.
So it's going to be Brightwing. Did they pick the right Brightwing skin? They did. All right.
Nice.
They win. Next game. Draft 1. Oh, and by the way, Sylvanas too.
Wow. Okay. Well, there's even more push. So interesting. So Sylvanas is probably going to be with a 4-man. You think you're going to do a 4-1 split here, right? That's the norm.
Yeah. So Rexar will be by himself, presumably. I assume that Ragnaros is going to be their solo as opposed to the Phoenix. I think Phoenix. I don't know how Phoenix does into Rexar. I can't imagine he does well.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like if he's going to go the stacking laser quest, probably better, but I don't think that's probably what's going to get chosen here. But we'll see. Especially if you're in the off lane, you don't really want to pick that talent because there's no other heroes in range.
Yeah, exactly. just the bear, and that'll get healed up pretty quickly.
Just the bare necessities.
Hey! Oh, I don't have my chicken, but you know what I do have?
You have puppers? Oh, there's a screaming goat.
I do have puppers somewhere. I don't know where they went.
You just got to throw that ball around again, and then they'll come back in.
Oh, you were watching earlier.
Yeah.
No, that was a ball sitting comfortably on the floor. It's right in front of Alice now. She went and got it and just dove after it.
Excellent.
But Venus, we're just about ready here.
I think so. Like everyone's loading in. I think we're good to go.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put up a poll in chat, and while I do that, why don't you go ahead and introduce our team on the left over here, which
All right,
is Woodley.
In the blue corner, we have Kavlor playing Jaina, Emtina playing Muradin, I playing Phoenix, Cowboy Kyle on the Stukov, and Scion on Ragnaros.
You're killing me, dude. Okay, and over here we've got the other team that's not going to get nearly quite the wonderful introduction that Woodley just got is DieForVision. We've got Shamhat on the Deathwing Brightwing. Let's see, Soulfight going to be playing the Sylvanas. Earl Schlepp, such a great name, on the Diablo. Atlas on the Rexar, and Darker Black on the Kael'thas.
Well, we do have advanced targeting picked up here by Phoenix, so we'll see how that goes in the 4-man rotation.
Indeed. So, and you know what? With the 4-man, that does pretty good work there, getting the laser stacks pretty quickly.
Yeah, especially when you have Muradin, a thick boy, to take those shots for you out in the front.
And so Sylvanas taking Mind of the Banshee Queen, gonna get that spell power bonus stacking, as opposed to like the percent damage or the stacking shadow daggers, which is probably fine. I mean, really, with the only significant frontline they're gonna have as the Muradin, that doesn't really surprise me that she would go into that.
Absolutely, and despite your convictions, we will have no convections on KT going that mana addict. You can always hope. It doesn't happen very often, but you can always hope for the convection, just because it's something that's fun to track during the match.
Indeed, keeping track of those stacks, and I mean, you get the feels bad moment when a Kael'thas has 19 and dies, but it also feels good for the other team.
Absolutely, there's a lot on the line when you have that many stacks that get reset.
We've got the Muradin and Phoenix here up in the top, going up against the Kael'thas Sylvanas. So Sylvanas did use that Haunting Wave to get away. So a little bit of mobility here on the side of, oh my, the votes just came in on the side of DieForVision, and the votes coming in favor here of Wood League. So we'll have to see, 100% in fact.
And I have been corrected by a wonderful human being. Sailor Sky says his name is pronounced Barcode. So my I is not right. But I started saying I, and then I started making it sound like Nazebo. I just couldn't help myself.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. And you know, and I can understand the barcode.
Yeah, my apologies. Apparently your name is in hieroglyphics.
There you go. There you go. Well, if we, you probably said Emtino wrong as well.
Oh, I'm sure I did. Oh, also it was Shadonis who also corrected me, probably first.
Oh, well, there you go.
Gotta give credit where credit is due.
Fair enough. I was trying to think of something clever to replace Emtino with, but I'm just not that good at apparently coming up with random words on the fly. So
It's the new rapper, Emtonem.
there you go. Diablo charging in onto Kavlor, gonna get Jaina flipped over there, but no kill there. Still 0-0 on the kill counts here.
There's been a lot of clashing of heads so far, but still no one has gone down. So that first blood is still out there, lurking, just waiting to be claimed.
It might be coming soon here as Ragnar's falling very low, but Misha and Rex are not quite able to get that kill. Rag's going back in, looking for that XP. Now, we do have an interesting level 4 here from Kael'thas going into the mana tap, so getting the additional mana on top of the mana addict. So
Mana for days, huh?
yeah, doesn't ever want to have to tap.
Well, you might need to tap, get some health back, but towards once he gets that quest stacked for Mana Addict, should have mana for quite a most of these conflicts here. Ooh, Ragnaros almost getting taken out. Cyan dropping down to like 150 health there. Looks like a kind of a rough matchup with the Rexar.
Yeah, and that kind of makes sense. I mean, Rag wants to be up in the face of his opponent like that to get the healing out of his Sulfurous Smash. Actually, that's not his... Is it his? That's not his Q. Whatever his Q ability is.
Well, I guess you could say he barely escaped.
Oh, he did. Oh, but Diablo coming in after the Jaina. Getting a living bomb, so this is going to spread most likely? Oh, just barely gets away.
Close. Jaina gonna tap real quick. You gotta heal though. That's the thing. Is like you hit the well, but then you have to wait. You can't just go right back in because that's not real health yet.
Yeah, it's an annuity. You'll see it in
right.
You'll see it in 20 years. So Sylvanas going further into that Shadow Dagger build, and Diablo throwing back, I think, the Stukov. But now Jaina is in a bad position, could potentially be killed, but again, still with the 0-0 kills, Weenus, what's going on?
No one will die this match. Oh, as I say that, most of the members of Wood League drop really low. But yeah, this Web Weaver phase for DieForVision's pushing in, and they're getting, they're getting decent value in the top lane, especially with that Sylvanas. Although not turning the tower off quite yet.
Yep, so down in the bot here, Rexar is going to continue pushes. Rexar is in the mid lane, and I'm sorry, not Rexar's in the mid lane. Rag's in the mid lane. Gonna pop that Molten Core to defend against the Web Weaver.
Get a little bit of extra clear with it as well. Just sitting in the fort. He's so cute. I love that skid.
Oh shoot, I gotta turn that down.
Ooh,
so
69 gems being held right now by Wood League.
Oh, well, that's it. They're done. They can't get any more.
Nice.
Oh, already did. They blew it.
Game over.
Yep. We got a Deathwing, Brightwing skin, and they exceeded the 69 gems, so they've lost on 2 counts. They lose the whole match.
Right.
Phoenix
Watch out
gonna
now,
get
Marco's
flipped.
Trouble.
Yeah. Hey, first blood, 6 minutes.
We made it. XP though is still pretty close. Because Wood League is just lagging behind by about 1/3 of a level. They can just get this turn in. Maybe try bottom. 43 gems getting turned in here by Muradin. M to yeah gets him in.
And only one remaining to get the Web Weavers here for Wood League.
Just so close, just 1 gem short.
It's almost like a 2-hour episode of Nexus Edge.
That's a game late and a gem short.
Level 10's now available here for DieForVision, so they're looking to get this turn in, and pulling the Muradin in was a thing that just took place. A little bit surprising.
Yeah, KT is a little bit low, but does get the blink in dive by Brightwing, and here goes Diablo, looking to flip a different kind of a target here. Out comes the APOC, and Stukov is running for his life, spreading that bomb though, and Stukov does go down. Jaina getting chunked down by that flame, so there's another kill going over to DieForVision, but 10s are now available for Wood League.
So far, all of the ultimates, pretty much what you'd expect. We do see a Pyroblast. In fact, it's coming out onto the Ragnaros now, and I don't think there's anything he can do about it. And that's 32 gems I think he had? Yeah, 32 gems down in the bot lane, lost.
That's a big kill for DieForVision, yeah. Denying all those gems. And Rag died behind the wall, but still there was no one close enough to pick up those gems, so sometimes, you know, if one of your friends dies, you can still go pick up those gems, but not in that situation. So that was a big play for DieForVision.
I was just going to mention, we do have the Lava Wave as well. So even though this is a smaller map, Lava Wave is going to get them the value of XP, as the Lava Wave, one of the few ways to get Vacuum Soak. However, Sylvanas going to get caught by the Avatar popped Muradin. And that's going to be
pretty much
another kill.
90% of Wood League's team.
Yeah, also everybody else that was there. Yeah. Who did not also pop their ultimates.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
A little bit early on that Avatar. It's not... we were having a discussion about this the other day. At some point, they modified Avatar. It's only health now, so there's no cooldown reduction. That's at level 20. There's no armor, or which is also at level 20. And there's no CC reduction. But speaking of CCs, here comes a Ring of Frost hitting to 2, and the Apocalypse going out. Hits everybody, I think?
At least 3. Down goes Muradin. Down goes Ragnaros. And they're in full retreat as DieForVision pushes forward, and they're going to chase. And it looks like Phoenix is in a bad spot as Barcode just gets stunned, polymorphed, and blown up. And there is the Pyroblast. Can Jaina get healed up enough? I think they need a little bit more. I think that's going to... Oh, no more heals in the tank. And down goes Jaina. Ooh,
yeah,
4 kills.
Jaina's sitting about halfway on her quest, so there was no potential for an Ice Block there. There are a few opportunities, though, here for Wood League to avoid the damage from a Pyroblast. They've got the Ice Block, Phoenix can warp, and ultimately Rag could take... well, he could have taken Spell Armor. I guess he didn't. But he could also take Submerge at 20, which, you know, obviously you have to get there. So there are a few different ways you can deal with that.
Yeah. And if I was Rag, what would you suggest taking that in this kind of a situation?
I think it kind of depends on, you know, where you're at in the game at this point. You know, at that point at level 20, Molten Core is really good. The second Lava Wave can be, you know, pretty decent as well. But I mean, at that point, I don't think you're using your Lava Wave for XP, which is the main value. But Rag, speaking of Rag,
he's going to be dragging that Rag back to base as they are eliminated. Talent tier advantage was over to the side of DieForVision, but now 13's approaching and here for Wood League, so maybe they'll be able to find another fight. They have lost all 3 of their forts so far, so there's a big fort advantage right now for DieForVision, and that's going to turn into some pressure. Stukov getting flipped over and caught out, but down comes Ring, catches 3. It might allow for an escape, but Jaina is silenced and taking a lot of damage down to... Oh, no.
Pyroblast, not required.
Blown up even before the Pyroblast gets there. And they might be looking for more. Oh, oh wow.
What a
That's the
great
worst
combo.
feeling.
Yeah, because he leapt, he did the leap, the Dwarf Toss, and Kael'thas was like, nah, you're staying here.
Yeah, that was really good play by DieForVision. That is the worst feeling, though, when you're like almost dying and you hit the fountain and you die anyways. You're like, oh, but I had the health. I could see it. I could see it.
And they do get the keep wall here. DieForVision, you know, Wood League's still sitting 49 out of 50 gems. They just need one person to get a couple of seconds to be able to turn in.
Yeah, and only holding 19. As, you know, if you get blown up, then you lose your gems too, so... But you got to get that last gem in, and it looks like this could be... Is this an ambush, or is this just safely turning in? Both?
Looks like a little bit of both, although Kael'thas is on the camp over here. Should be able to take this, especially with that double flame strike. Maybe? I mean, he's fallen really low over here.
Oh, yeah, there
Just
it goes.
barely.
Still probably going to have to go back, though. I don't think you want to... Yeah.
And what does it say about the flame strike PTSD? That, oh, goodness, I'll come back to that. Diablo charging in. They don't have Kael'thas, so this is really aggressive. They do get the big APOC, though. Ring of Frost coming out is going to lock down the Diablo. And here comes the Purification Salvo. Diablo gone, as is Misha. And DieForVision in full retreat now.
Yeah, that was, you know, that's decent for Wood League. That's something that they could use, and now they're going to be able to turn in. But Diablo is back already because he was full souls.
So what I was going to say is, what does it say about the Flame Strike PTSD that I have? That when the second round of the Flame Strike came up from Kael'thas there on that camp from Fury of the Sunwell, that I was like, no, Kael'thas, you're gonna die.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Speaking of death, there goes Stukov, not able to save himself with that huge Zerg arm. He will be going back to base. Lava Wave in the bottom lane. That's going to help out that Web Weaver a tad. Push down into the bottom while everyone else is fighting. I think that's the one thing that's helping right now. Well, one of many for Woodley being able to be completely in this still is that being able to push that back. But Jaina is caught and blown up. That Lava Wave can help you stay in this game by continuing to push out the lanes even if they have a lot of pressure.
Yeah, for sure. And that's probably the most important case for taking the level 20 version, is, you know, keeping them in the game. But if that's what you're having to do at that point, I feel like you've probably already lost the game. So going back to our earlier conversation, I think that heroic difficulty, you know, is the better pick overall, but that Submerge might end up being the better way to go, depending on what DieForVision takes for their level 20s as they make their way onto this boss. Oh, and Weenus, they have a turn-in available as well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, stacking that up. Boss turn-in for the top lane. They need 2 to turn in, and they'll get it.
And this boss is, I mean, this is 100%. Oh, never mind. Here comes the Molten Core. It's going to get brought down pretty quickly by the boss. And actually, I think that might have actually been worse for them than putting it at the keep, because now the Web Weavers are going to be even closer, especially with the flip onto the Phoenix. This is going to be a very difficult defense with the Web Weavers literally coming onto the keep. Yeah,
there's no stopping that wave. And it just got all of Woodley that much closer to DieForVision, and they do get the kill on the Jaina, and this is not looking good. This down to a 3v5 plus boss plus Web Weavers.
Diablo is just having a blast with this team. Now there's the APOC. They're going to get the damage onto Murden, and that's a 4 for nothing. And Rag just having to pull back. There's nothing he can do.
Just too strong at the end there with that push.
Yeah, I don't know that the Rag Fort thing, the Molten Core, was the difference there, but just a slight adjustment. I think that if they'd, you know, waited for the team to come in, that they could have had a little bit more value there at the keep. Maybe they have a little bit better CC
at the keep and try to blow it up on the way. I don't know. Either way, that was really, really a tough situation for Woodley. So there may not have been really much that they could have done there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Shadonis, I do want to say 100% agree with you. I have tried to figure it out. If you have some ideas on how I might be able to fix that, I would love to hear them. Maybe we can spend some time working on that. But I have tried to fix it so many times, and the only thing I can really do is, like, I can turn down the game sound. Because for what it doesn't come, it's not the mic. Because I've tried it a few different ways. He's talking about the bass, for whatever reason, gets a little bit of a reverb in my casts. So
yeah, I think it must be the audio bouncing off the doggos and coming back as good boys and going back into the microphone.
Could be. All right, well, looks like we're already set up for the next game here. So, oop, wrong one.
Damn, they be speedy. Welcome to chat, Butte.
Hey, it's Butte Holiday, my good friend.
Thanks everybody for tuning in and watching this Div C East game. Ooh, I got invited to a party.
Oh, is that what I did instead of the...
I was like, oh, is it a party? Or it's party time. I'm in. I always like an invitation to a party.
Good enough.
Don't get me wrong.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so give DieForVision their win. And it looks like, Weenus, we're going to a map that is... I like to play it. What do you think about this map?
Where are we going? We're going to Towers of Doom. Look at the screen, Weenus. Towers of Doom, I get gas on this map. I always miss where the enemy team is going. I'll think, okay, they're going to be sending one person here, maybe 3 or 4 there, and then they emerge from the vision. We're all in position, and our 1 has ended up with their 4 and just gets murdered. So it's hard for me to keep track of all the teams within all the cover on this map, but it is fun to watch.
Fair enough. You know, the thing that I like about this map that makes it a little bit unique, and I'm just making sure Cass is ready. Really, okay, so they're actually going to start this. They're all set and ready to go. The thing that I like about this is that it rewards mathematical awareness.
Maybe that's why it gives me gas, because I'm really bad at math. It's like, all right, there's 3 pumpkins down there. There's 4 shots from the boss up there. There's a tower, but they have 5 of the bell towers. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see how that would be fun for smart people.
I've I've had it worked in my favor, and I've had it played against me. You know, you feel like, oh, you know what? If we lose a couple people, it's no big deal. We still have 10 points, until you realize that that's just 6 points for an altar and 4 points for a boss. If they can take 2 forts in that time, so.
Absolutely. So it seems like DieForVision, they decided that, or Wood League decided that they wanted first pick. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So, wonder if what do you think is first pick worthy on this map?
Well, they're banning out all the tanks, so I could see them actually going into an early like ETC. ETC was not banned. Well, he wasn't picked last round, so maybe they won't. They could look at a Mal'Ganis as well. Tanks are really kind of high priority, especially with the bans. I don't know. I mean, maybe a Sylvanas even.
What about globals?
It's on the other side.
Globals have a lot of value here for possibly getting one altar and then flying to the next. Oh, what's up, Lulu? How you doing?
Certainly could be. Absolutely. You know, it depends. I mean, we did just see a game where we had 3 globals versus 1 global. The 1 global won it. That's not to say that, you know, there weren't other factors in the game. But yeah, I mean, we could see something like a Dahaka. Dahaka would be really good. I feel like with the XP globes that he's just kind of at home in those lanes along with the Sonya.
And there's so many bushes for him to make trails through.
Exactly. So we could see something like that. We could see a double soak. Now, right now, either team could still potentially do that. We could see oh my goodness. This could be a taunt into Cursed Bullet into, well, I guess whatever Jaina feels like throwing out.
Into Wolfery, just like, that's all you need is the taunt, the Cursed Bullet, and then Greymane, if he's still there, like just, whoa, 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 whoa. Welcome to chat, T-Lem. Thanks for tuning in. I've seen a lot of taunt tanks paired with Greymane on this map, where they just stay down in the bottom lane, they take the bottom tower, they wait for people to get close to take it back, and then they just taunt them. Greymane blows them up.
And it works. I mean, when you've got that quick blow up, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's a tank, a healer, a DPS. You know, taunt is, I think, 1.25 seconds, but Greymane puts out a buttload of damage in that period of time.
Absolutely. Last time I saw it was Garrosh, which makes it even scarier to like step up against him because then you get tossed. But yeah, we'll see. I do like the poke range from Li Ming. She can stall out some of these channels for a very long time. Ooh, and we're going Blaze and ETC. We got some chunky balls. Chunky boys.
We do, but not only that, we have some really significant AoE stun potential there between the jet propulsion, the power slide, and then the mosh pit.
Yeah,
and it is Thames. They're all wrong with the name.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been saying. I've been saying it's Thames the whole time.
It's Thames. What did I say? T-Lem?
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, that's what they said too.
The L is silent, right?
That's what I say. Yeah, I'm just saying it's 10 because it's so much easier.
It's 10:15. It's tea time.
It's like the River Thames, which also has a silent L.
Well, there you go. Are you British Thames? No. You debated me. You did it. Too easy. GG.
No, the Thames River is Thames.
Oh, you British people, you're so wonderful.
Right?
I will never understand all of your rubbish.
They've only, basically colonized most of the world, and, other things that were less favorable.
Absolutely. I do like the Malthael into the Blaze in ETC, though. Let's see how that works out. And the Genji being picked up by DieForVision. I mean, maybe we can get some resets for Li Ming. Double reset, right?
Double
Genji,
reset,
Li
yeah.
Ming?
Yeah, so it's really interesting. I mean, Last Rites can get countered by the bunker, and Genji can get out of it with his X Strike if he takes that, which I think he probably will. But the thing that I think that Malthael really brings into this comp is the double soak. And that basically fits exactly what you said, which is you have your 4-man in the bot lane, your Malfurion, Varian, Greymane, and Jaina in the bot lane, and just go to town and leave Malthael to do his job. So
I like it.
All right,
We'll
well,
see what happens.
let's get our teams interrupted. Interrupted?
Why don't
what I
you
meant.
go first this time while they're standing still?
Hey, all right. Well, we'll get started here on the right with DieForVision. We've got Darker Black on the Genji, Earl Schlep on the ETC, Shamhat going to be playing that Anduin, Sulfide on the Li Ming, and Atlas on the Blaze.
And on the left side, we have Wood League, with Kavlor on the Jaina, Barcode on Greymane, Cowboy Kyle on Malfurion, Emtna on Varian, and Scion playing Malthael.
How have we not cast before, Weenus?
I think I just creeped myself out, to be perfectly honest.
It's only a little awkward up in here.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, what do we got here for level 1s? We got Power Hungry. I like that from the Li Ming, getting the additional mana and the big damage. What else do we have here? Is it Celestial Attunement? Alignment. I screw that up every time. Darn Tyrande for having similar names. Lion's Fang? Lion's Maw, and I screwed that one up too. Misnaming the ability and the talent. So
Well, you got fangs in a maw,
talents.
so it's close enough.
True. Well, Lion's Fang is the ability.
There you go.
So
They should. I guess they couldn't have the ability and the talent be named the same thing. That wouldn't make a lot of sense, would it?
it would certainly make it difficult. More difficult. And new habits there for Blaze. So some talents. I really like these talents. And yeah, I can't wait to see how this turns out. I didn't do a poll. I'm going to have to do a poll here. But I think I like Wood League's draft here just a slight touch more.
I do as well. I think they have the right recipe if they can just pull it off. They do have the burden of execution, but you're going to see the same thing here with ETC and getting those resets. That's also a burden of execution for DieForVision. But yeah, I'll be interested to see what ETC picks up. There's not a lot of stun to keep him from going Mosh.
Well, he gets that power slide and a double kill. Anduin coming in, killing his own dad. Oh my goodness. What is that called? Patricide?
Yeah, I was going to call it Dadicide, but like I said, I'm bad at words, so Patricide sounds a lot better.
And with those 2 kills here, Jaina's in danger. But DieForVision not quite close enough to follow up on it, so okay. Checking in on the XP here. So aside from the heroes, obviously a slight advantage over there to DieForVision. The minion XP actually a little bit behind for Wood League, which is not what I would have expected here for a Malthael versus Blaze double rotation.
Right. As we did predict, though, there is that taunt on the variant, so that is going to come into play here quite a bit, hopefully soon. But and you're also right, that is that Malthael and the Blaze doing that double soak. I think Malthael's going to have an easier time doing that than Blaze.
Well, here comes the taunt onto ETC, and there's the route to follow it up. Oh, the leap of faith.
A nice jerking from Anduin pulls ETC to safety.
ETC's a cow. Do you think maybe that Anduin milked him?
I think he's a male cow, so if he did, you might want to check your expiration date on that one.
Well, he did get the kill on the Genji. And it looks like Wood League is going to pick up 2 altars.
Oh, but the cool thing about this map is it's never over. Even if you only have 1 health left, you can still come back. So, early leads don't mean much. It all happens once you start taking towers, and it'll go to the bitter end.
Well, ETC getting rooted there, and now they've got the 40% healing reduction from the roots, but the reset's coming in here as Jaina gonna fall, and now they're looking for the Varian. They do get the Varian. Look at the Genji just going all over the place. Might get the Malfurion.
Yeah.
2 hit points. He does fall. Can he get the Greymane?
Yeah, yep, I think so.
Oh, go for it, Genji. He
Oh,
does.
he reflected the base shots back onto him. Oh, that was brutal. That was exquisite Genji play by Darker Black.
Chat coming in, voting in favor of Wood League here, 100%, liking the draft of Wood League. But right now, 6 kills to 1 here. But not to be discouraged, as really Wood League's value comes at level 10. The other thing, we didn't really talk about this, is the combination between Greymane and Malthael. A Cursed Bullet plus a Last Rites equals a dead hero.
That's true, which against ETC would kind of be like, all right, because, you know, kind of a lower health pool, but I believe Blaze has a chunky enough health pool to where that would be even more significant. Let's see. ETC is rocking about 3,200. Blaze, where you at, boy? 4,100. Yeah, so Blaze does have a larger health pool for sure.
Well, ETC just barely got out of that problem there. Got taunted into that route.
Lulu is correcting us and say, don't listen to Aero's lies. It's called murdercide.
Murder, homicide, murdericide. Oh my goodness, guys. All right, well, we are going to get the stall here as Malthael in the top there. Taunt going out on the Genji. Good night. He's out. It's going to give the bottom altar for sure over to Wood League.
Yeah, it looks that way. And Genji not going to be able to go on a tear like he did last time. That taunt used on Genji might be the best use of it compared to trying to blow up a tank.
Yeah, speaking of that taunt, getting the Blizzard as well there on top of Earlschlepp. And Jet Propulsion coming in. There's the bunker to block the path. So nobody's coming through at least.
Stop the channel though, and that goes off.
So you had mentioned about the Blaze health pool and everything. Blaze does have the bunker, so other than the cooldown on it being fairly significant now, in fact I think it's higher than Last Rites, he does have a way out. I almost wouldn't have minded seeing a salvation from Anduin. There's not in the middle of saying that, Jaina gets obliterated, Dragon Blade comes out, and Genji is just having a field day with it.
There he goes again. Genji showing that he is one of the most dangerous heroes on the side of DieForVision, having so many people that are a little bit squishy. If you don't have Varian leading the way on that charge, you could get caught.
So it is going to be the Last Rites and the Cursed Bullet. Ring of Frost will help with the CC chain they already have. And I assume this has to be Twilight Dream.
I would think so, yeah. With the burst damage that's coming out from DieForVision, you kind of have to.
Yeah, because you're going to want to get that taunt onto Genji, Twilight Dream, and then that's the end of his story.
Ooh, there's the taunt with Blizzard, but that, once again, getting saved by Anduin. Come to me, my cow friend. He really wants him to move to the back line. Wah, wah, wah.
I need my chicken.
Where is my chicken?
That's my cow sound effect.
I can't even get my screaming goat to scream over there without
So the
without picking it up.
XP and the kills both favoring DieForVision, but the tower shot so far favoring Wood League. And there is the taunt onto Genji, and Genji is blown up. I think that's what Wood League needs to do. They need to get Genji out of the team fight, remove him, and then deal with who's left.
Yeah, because taunt is a short cooldown. It's like 20 seconds or less maybe. And so they can do that multiple times. Also, Cursed Bullet is a 30-second cooldown. Speaking of taunt, there it goes. Malthael coming in. There is the bunker, but there's now a Last Rites. Ring of Frost just barely gonna miss Blaze. I'm not sure how.
That was so close. Malthael just barely dodging that charge, but here are the orbs coming from downtown from Sulfide, and it is doing a lot of damage. There's the dream. Down goes ETC. So low though. Careful, Varian. Oh!
And Genji doing Genji things with all of these low heroes. Look at, he's already got 2 kills, although Anduin got credited for one of them. I was
13
amazed that
talent
ETC
here.
died there with the Li Ming damage coming out. I thought for sure that they were going to see some resets. We were going to see some Calamity action, and then the rest of Wood League was just going to die. But that's not how that story unfolded.
Yeah, DieForVision able to turn that back around. They're still down tower health, or core health, excuse me, 24 to the 32 from Wood League. But, you know, I would have liked to see them maybe try and push something, and something that's a little bit more lasting, like maybe one of these other forts.
And
maybe a boss play? I don't know.
That's kind of been the story of these last couple of matches that I've cast, is that you have two, you know, relatively balanced teams. And I feel like even though the kill count is, at this point, heavily in favor of DieForVision, I still feel like, you know, Wood League just coming online with their full combo is about balanced in this. But one team, when they get success, is able to capitalize on it. In this case, with altars, the other team goes and soak lanes or what have you. That being said, in the long run, it's going to turn around. And there's that combo, and they take out ETC before the Ring of Frost, I think, even landed.
He just melts. One thing I've kind of noticed is it seems like whichever team initiates first is getting the kills.
And that kind of makes sense because they both have these big stun combos. And there's
wow,
the Malfurion bait.
my goodness, the Twilight Dream is gonna put Genji back to sleep as he goes back and respawns. That was close though. Almost got that reset onto Malfurion.
It was. He had like 300 health. Double altar phase coming up. Genji's not going to be available for this. Malthael, rather, is going to be positioned to get their safe side, and we've got the other four of Wood League coming in. The Curse Bullet going out on the Blaze. Go ahead.
He drops the bunker. Yeah, drops the bunker, and it's gonna hold out for a little while, waiting for Genji to rejoin the party. And the ETC goes in, gets canceled out of his mosh. It does go down to Jaina. Jaina is getting chased by Genji and is blown up. It is now a 2v4, and I think that Wood League is going to try to have to run for their lives and just give up that altar. They already got theirs though, so it's going to be an even split. That could have gone worse for Wood League, but it also could have gone better.
Yeah, for sure. Level 16 now coming up here for DieForVision on the backs of those kills especially. And this is where it's going to start getting a little bit more difficult for Wood League. If they continue to lose multiple people in these fights, these death timers are long enough, and as we see here, you know, DieForVision's going to get this boss. That's going to level out this playing field. They're only now down one altar, and I think the next one's going to be a triple altar phase.
Yeah, I think so too. Welcome, Cog88 to chat. I have a question for you. When you're up 5v4 and there's two altars spawning, do you think that Wood League should have sent maybe all 5 to try to take DieForVision's tower first, or what do you think? Do you think they made the right call getting theirs, securing it, and then coming back together as 5?
So yeah, so it's a tough call. Do you secure yours to make sure that you secure those points? Because if you lose the fight somehow, then you get potentially nothing. Or do you take that fight? And it really just depends on what you're going into. And I think without the Genji, 100% that they should have gone 5v4 into that. Genji's the playmaker for them at this point.
Out comes the light bomb, and there's the ring catching a few. ETC trying to be saved by Anduin, but is caught. And it's going to be more kills coming out here for Wood League as they do get the kill on Anduin. They're chasing. There's the taunt on Blaze. Unstoppable is popped, but that stun is not going to get him out of town. And there's 3 kills for Wood League.
Not only 3 kills, there are 3 altars coming up.
Yeah, that's a huge play for them.
This is an absolute worst case scenario here for DieForVision. Having the triple altar phase come up, they're already down 4. And, you know, honestly, I would like to see a little bit heavier commitment up in this top half of the map working on the Genji, but I guess they're going to just flip out and take 2 for 1.
Yeah, I could see they wanted to stop those pumpkins from getting in because that would remove one of their towers right before the shots, but still, I think they could have been a little bit more aggressive onto that top right side. But they'll take the shots, and they're up 20-12, and they're up in XP at this point.
They're looking for Greymane coming in here. The root's going to go out, and not going to be able to land there. Jaina clearing out the bottom lane as Malthael. They're looking on the hunt here. Cue the Jaws theme.
Looking for that gank.
Well, a 5v1, I think they're going to be able to get this. And you know what? That's a fair trade because now Wood League's going to make their way and get this bottom. I guess it's a keep now. And honestly, I think that was, even though it's a kill, I think that's in favor of Wood League.
It could be. It depends what happens on the backside of this keep. See if they're getting flanked here. DieForVision coming in. Ooh, Jaina is in trouble.
Jaina's not the only one. Oh, Greymane dove into the mosh pit, and that's 2 kills. Make it 3, and Varian soon to be the 4th.
I don't see any way of Varian getting out of this Red Sea, and he is swallowed alive. That's a team wipe of Wood League. Good fight there for DieForVision. Now they're going to be able to take back this fort and more.
Yeah, so okay, so I think you're right that obviously it didn't work out for them in the end, but I think that a lot of that was because they went deeper into that fort to clear the minion waves rather than getting the fort and pulling back. Yeah,
I think either they needed to leave sooner or they needed to try to defend the fort, and instead they kind of got caught in no man's land. The channel is going to go over here for DieForVision, as well as picking up 6 of these sappers.
This is where that math play comes in. I feel like they could have picked up that tower first, gotten an extra point out of it, and we'll see if that makes any difference later as level 20 is coming online here for DieForVision. So 13 to 12 now, as Malthael trying to push up in the top lane to equalize out the structures at least, but the rotation's coming up. He's got to get out.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and he knows it. He's going to back out, and it looks like DieForVision instead might just turn their attention towards mid. They do have 20s, though, and I think Wood League is just trying to defend and take back what they can, and they need to hit 20 themselves.
And they're not going to be far away. Getting the XP from these towers certainly helps. And that top fort, while the top lane is certainly less value, it's not 0 value. And it's very low, so you know, Wood League could still sneak up, tap that before this next altar, and make it so that DieForVision, at the very least, gets 1 less point, but also set up for the potential for that top camp in the next round and 3 points from there. But this is a big loss, I think.
And while seeing 5 for DieForVision bottom, Malthael, I would want to see maybe just push over that tower top. But here's the thing. A team fight right now, that's worth at least 8 shots, because you get the channel, and then you'll get the boss, which just spawned. So you got to be careful. The next team fight that comes your way, you better win. And this is a 5v4.
Nope.
Huge mosh. My goodness.
That is a 5v1, my friend, as only Greymane was on the outside of that mosh pit. And you know what? I mean, I don't see any way that they can win this at this point. I mean, Li Ming can be a little bit patient on, well, she's not going to be patient.
Malthael needs to get out of town. Malthael, you need to run, boy. It's not quite over yet, but the respawn timers are so long, they should be able to get maybe all 3 of these forts and the boss, and that would, well, they're backing off.
Oh, they're pulling off. Okay. Well, then maybe they just go get the boss and then they leave it, you know, at 1 altar, I guess. With, well, I guess 2 right now, because there's, no, it's fine. It's 1 because they have 5. The other team has 3. So
yeah, so they'll get 4 shots here, and you know, maybe they could have been a little bit quicker to pick up this boss, but they do get it, and they're in a good position. But I don't think it's quite over yet. They will take back mid, and that's going to make it really hard for Wood League. Wood League's going to have to win like 2 really big team fights in a row. One to take back all their stuff, and another one to like actually push an advantage.
And now the sapper camps are coming up here. We're going to see, oh, they're going to pull it on the team fight. And there's no Greymane. Ring of Frost is, yeah, going to come out, and but Malfurion's going to be the first to fall, make it Jaina's second. Anduin's going to fall in response here. So 2 for 1 so far, as the taunt going out onto Blaze, ETC power sliding in. He's very low, but so is Malthael.
Ooh, almost. All right, so just one of these altars will give the win to DieForVision. So I don't really know how you can test this. It's going to be extremely difficult, especially if no one goes there. Okay.
Yeah, certainly looks that way, doesn't it?
Oh,
I think those hearts were a little bit late, and they don't have anybody that can get to that bottom altar. I mean, Li Ming wins this game for them right now. There's no way that Woodley gets there this quickly.
Ooh, Malthuel might be able to get the... Oh, there's the stun, and that is it. That is it. GG's. Going over to DieForVision.
One last kill just to throw off the KDA.
Whew. Well, that, that disparity of points between Wood League and DieForVision swapped, pretty quickly towards the end there.
And I want to point out, how many points did they have at the end? They had 4.
12,
they required 4?
Yeah, they needed 4 shots, yeah.
Yeah, okay, then never mind. I was thinking for some reason that it was 2, but it was because they had 2 towers. So never mind. But there were 2 forts that they could have taken down earlier that would have given them 2 additional points, which would have allowed them absolutely no difference, but a little bit more to make Wood League sweat.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And really towards the end there, DieForVision really controlling the map, moving it together as 5. That split that Wood League was trying to do at the end just wasn't quite working out for them. And they did get caught in some fights that made it hard to defend against.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, it looks like Shamhat's going to go ahead and join us for an interview.
Very exciting game, though. Huge plays for both teams. Like, towards the end, the death counter was a little bit skewed one way, more towards DieForVision. But I thought those were some really exciting fights.
Well, let's head on over to the NGS Lobby 5 to meet up with Shamhat, okay?
Meet you over there.
Okie dokie. Hello.
Hello.
So
congratulations.
Oh,
well
he beat me to it.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, it's totally fine. Take it away, Weenus.
Oh, well, okay. Thanks for being with us here tonight. It's Shamhat, right? Am I pronouncing that right, or am I just doing all the names wrong?
No, that's good.
Okay. Well, congratulations for your 2-0 victory. How are you guys feeling?
Thank you. We're feeling very good. We felt pretty good in both of those games. We're happy with it.
Absolutely. Well, you guys played very well. Is there anything that you need to tell us about your comms? Were you guys really excited during this, or how does that work on your side? Are things calm, or are they shouty? Like, what are things like on the inside?
Our comms, I love our comms actually, because we get excited. I would definitely say it can be a little shouty, but it's never toxic or negative. It's always excited. So we definitely keep the hype going in our voice chat throughout all the games we play.
Wonderful. Yeah, if you're going to be shouty, it might as well be fun shouts, right?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Your turn, Aero. Go.
So, I want to talk a little bit about game number 2 here, as it was a little bit of a chess match back and forth between both teams. You guys certainly far and away above on the kill count, but obviously, Wood League was ahead for most of that game in the points. And then once they got to level 10, they started getting the Cursed Bullet combo, along with Last Rites and all that stuff. So, you mentioned that you're excited and shouting to do things. What was different? When they got their combo online and Genji's being deleted and ETC's being deleted and, there's basically nothing you can do about it, what does your team do to make sure that you stay level-headed and move forward?
I think that everyone on our team is really good. We don't point fingers or anything. We're pretty able to kind of identify what went wrong in the short term so that we can try to correct it throughout the game. And in the case of the Towers of Doom game, we kind of knew what we were getting into with the taunt variant. Even, we went with the Genji and then the ETC. So we had expectations for it, and they definitely delivered that combo. terrifying. And I think the important thing is too, while we were getting kills, they weren't particularly meaningful. We weren't capitalizing on them, and we kept dying. They kept getting their perfect combo right before the altars, so they obviously had the control on that. But every time we lost our ETC or our Genji or me, we just kind of talked through it, and we're like, okay, here we need to adjust the timing here. You know, I didn't communicate, life grip wasn't up, so just the little things in it. It ended up working out for us. It was still terrifying, but it definitely worked out.
It did. I was honestly, I felt like Wood League played. You guys played kind of opposite games. In game number 1, anytime Wood League was successful in a team fight, I felt like they didn't really get a whole lot to capitalize on it. Certainly, it took them a long time to get their gems turned in. In game number 2, the exact opposite. When you guys would win a team fight, there wasn't a lot to be done until about the second half of the game. And I even mentioned in the middle of the draft, hey, as death timers get longer, they're going to be able to get more value out of this, and that's ultimately, you know, what happened. So I agree with you that that was the case, right? Is you know, finding the opportunity. And I think I've said that almost every match in the last week is like Team A and Team B are evenly matched, but Team A is winning because they're doing things as opposed to just kind of existing. And you guys certainly did that in game 1, and then picked it up a lot in game 2 at the end.
Oh, for sure. I definitely agree with that. I think the first half, second game, we were just kind of like, we were playing it like a brawl rather than strategically. And so once we were able to kind of fix that, it definitely. And Woodley's game, second game, that blow up, the Malfurion silences and roots were just like, it was just fantastic. It was so well executed, and I definitely was scared.
Yeah, for sure. Weenus?
Yep, I mean, there's also definitely some really good, I mean, it was like a healer showdown because you had some really good pulls on the ETC that I thought was 100% going into the ground, and you just pulled them on out, and you're like, okay, well, I guess ETC lives for another day. So that was kind of fun to watch the Cowboy Kyle versus the Shamhat showdown as the healer.
Yeah, I do love a good healer battle, battle of the skills. It's definitely enjoyable. And he showed up. And yeah, our ETC, every time I live gripped him, I'm pretty sure he was like, well, and I was like, no, please.
Like, I got something to say about that. Yeah, whoop, and you're saved. Well, Aero, if you're saying something at every match and every game, I think you might be skipping. Someone needs to give you a pat on the back. No, it's very interesting, and I think it's important for teams to recognize, you know, something that maybe something in game 1 that didn't go exactly the way they wanted, and then being able to sit down with the rest of your teammates and be like, okay, we need to fix this one thing. It wasn't working in game 1. I think we can do it for better in game 2. And then really delivering on that. I think you guys did that. And even though you won game 1, I think you guys, you know, did excellent in game number 2. And it was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, we had a great time playing it. So got to do it.
So
right,
I was.
do have,
oh, go ahead.
I
No,
do
you,
have one silly question that has come up this week since we're talking about other things that happened this week. I got asked this question in one of my casts, and it was, if Murky had a girlfriend, what would Murky's girlfriend be named?
If Murky had a girlfriend, I can make up the name. This doesn't have to be an existing person.
You make up the name. You make up the name.
Oh man, on the spot.
If it helps you, look at your guys' logo on the screen, because I feel like that should help you to come up with a name for Murky's girlfriend.
I actually do see it. I kind of like that it's the Weenus name.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like if Murky had like a pet, it would be named Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
But if Murky had a girlfriend, I feel like it's got to rhyme. But I don't know.
It's a tough question, and it's okay. You don't have to have an answer.
I will have to ruminate on it. I'll have to update DivSeach once I have a good one.
Very good. We'll look forward to seeing that. Can you, instead, as a replacement question, can you tell me about this logo? Because it's pretty great.
Yeah, so it's now kind of, it should almost be archived in the history of like NGS logos at this point, but we'll hold on to it as long as we can. It was our former tank. That's his face. He used to lead us into battle, but he had to retire. He may come out of retirement one day, but for now he's no longer with us. But we keep it in his honor, and yeah, it felt right to have his face at the forefront of everything we do.
That's a very sweet gesture there. I like that.
So I like to ask at the end of the interview here, what a particular enjoyable moment was in the match for you, and that could be something you did or something your team did, well played, or even something the opponents might have done that you thought was a particularly memorable moment for you.
Great question. In the second game in Towers of Doom, when we had the bottom fort and we were gonna sit up in the bush and then realize we could go up behind them, that was like next level plays for us. Usually we're the team getting ganked. So I'm very proud of us for taking the opportunity to wrap around. Actually, like, I don't know, we made a play and I'm proud of it.
Right on. Excellent. Well, it sounds like you guys played a really good game tonight. And you held them at 49 gems on Tomb of the Spider Queen for like, I don't know, 10 minutes or something like that.
It was really
crazy.
Stressful.
I can imagine. Keeping track of everybody's whereabouts and looking for that one person with one gem. So, well played it by you guys tonight, getting the 2-0 victory. So the floor is here for yours for any shout-outs.
Yeah, I'll shout out my team for being great and making my weekday night. I'll shout out Woodley and especially Cowboy Kyle. He came in to sub so that we could continue to play our game tonight as scheduled, and we greatly appreciate it. And yeah, our casters, of course. We love having great casters, so thank you for that.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for joining Weenus and I here. It's been a pleasure, and good luck with the rest of your season. It occurs to me, I've cast both of your games this season so far, right?
You have. We have one coming up next week, but I think Mark Zombie might be casting it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Ooh, another great caster.
I know. How do we get so lucky? I don't.
Well, it must be the huge plays that you guys have been putting on. Either that or, an unpopular opinion, the casters really like all of your opponents. It could be one, it could be the other, it could be both.
I believe the latter there.
Either way, congratulations, and look forward to seeing you guys play your games the rest of the season and see where you end up.
Yeah, thanks, y'all. Take care.
Have a good night. Alrighty. Well, Weenus, I think that Bahamut just started streaming, so I think we can send everybody over to there. But before we go, anything you want to say to the people at home?
There's one thing I've been waiting to say for a while, and it's this.
What a game. I mean, how are you guys feeling after that? You guys have to be hot.
I love that clip so much, and you are a very good sport. We appreciate getting cast, but I had to clip it just because I think it's really fun, and I play it when we practice after we win a game.
That is a great clip, and I just want to clarify for everybody at home what that actually was about. I was saying that they had to be high. It sounded like hot, but high. But I cut myself off because, of course, Weenus's team is Clouded Minds, which you're just gonna have to read into it yourself if you don't pick it up. So so I realized as I was saying it that maybe I shouldn't suggest that they all blazed a doobie before the match, but there you go.
Yeah, I mean, a number of us are from California, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's our jam. But
it's just a good name.
What came from it was an awesome sound clip, and we continue to enjoy it weekly.
Excellent. Well, Weenus, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Guys, make sure that you check out Weenus's channel at twitch.tv/moistweenus and his Twitter at moistweenus. Is that correct for both of those?
That is correct, and thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. I had so much fun.
I'm looking forward to our next cast and also following Weenus on his quest to co-cast with all of the various casters of NGS this season.
I'm making my way. I'm up to 4, so I gotta keep going. And I got another one on Sunday. It's gonna be 5, so I don't know. We'll see.
Excellent. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us tonight. Aero and Weenus and the various assorted dogs that were here tonight as well. We're going to send you over to Bahamut as Bahamut's working on getting to partner. So let's try to boost up those numbers and have a wonderful evening.
Have a good night.